Okay, so when we first decided to get pregnant, I had just started my job in New York. It was a new job, and I was actively seeking a transfer to Atlanta. During the course of the pregnancy, I was unfortunately still stationed in New York and unable to get my transfer to Atlanta. It became, let's try to get me down to Atlanta once every 2 weeks, making sure that I would not miss the birth of our baby. In that race against time to get down to Atlanta, we had a couple different doctors visiting. We tried to allude to the doctor if the doctor could help us in any which way, shape, or form to make sure that she had the baby while I was here. Not too direct, we were implying this to the doctor, hoping that the doctor would catch what we were saying and understand our plight. It wasn't easy for us. You know, the one thing I did not want to do is miss the birth of our baby. And I know fully well that my wife didn't want to go through it without me either. Up to there is where the nice, pretty part of the day goes, because that day a lot of things that could have gone wrong did go wrong. My wife almost died that day. It's one of the happiest days of our lives, but I personally tell you that it's one of the scariest days of my life, because I've never ever had somebody I love that much being that close to leaving me. And they gave my wife Pitocin, which is supposed to help accelerate the birth of our daughter. So it's, going through contractions, she's hurting, she has monitors all over, and we're talking, and everything's is okay until machines start going off. That day a lot of things that could have gone wrong did go wrong. People start filling the room. She's slipping in and out of consciousness. And nurses and doctors are coming all over, and I'm slowly being pushed to the side. Not exactly knowing why. Nobody's saying anything. I know there's a sense of urgency in the air. I know that there's worry. There was a moment where I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to run out of the room. I thought just, run away. Just not be there, not see it, because in my mind it was, this is when she dies and I have to raise my daughter by myself. Everybody's worrying about her and the baby and hearing the baby's heartbeat, and that they can't hear the baby's heartbeat. And like I said, I'm being pushed away, slowly pushed away, and it's that moment is the moment of helplessness that I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do to help at this moment. I just decided I wasn't gonna leave. I was gonna stay right there. And all I can do and all I can reach, because there were so many people around, was I can reach her foot at the end of the bed. And I just touched her foot. I rubbed my wife's foot and told her, I was like, honey, I'm not going anywhere. If you can hear me, I'm right here, and I'm not leaving, no matter what. It's not easy seeing somebody you love like that. All the excitement of the birth and our daughter and everything else was just gone at that moment. My wife was in and out of consciousness. I don't know if it was the medication that was given to her or the whole totality of everything that went down at that time. After numerous attempts to deliver naturally, our doctor, who came on shift in the morning, told us that he was advising us for a C-section. Didn't think my wife can do it any longer, that she was spent, and she was completely spent after everything. She really wanted to deliver naturally. So prepped her into going to the ER for childbirth to deliver via C-section. Gave her another epidural. So the first one didn't take. And we were in there, and seeing my daughter born, our daughter, for the first time it's a tremendous experience. It's an incredible feeling. He told me I couldn't be in the room anymore, that they were going to bring the baby out to us and everything else. So I went out to waiting room with my parents, her parents, our kids. Her sisters were there, and they handed me our daughter for the first time. I didn't want to be the one to hold my daughter for the first time. I believed that was my wife's right to hold her. She carried her for 9 months. She felt everything from our daughter, from the inside, every kick, punch, heartburn, everything. She went through living hell for those 24 hours for our daughter. I believed it was her right to hold her before anybody else. After a little bit, they brought my wife in, and she was just a little groggy, from being knocked out. And I remember handing her over for the first time, and I remember all the pain, all the suffering, all that, everything. Everything was gone. It was just the look of joy of her seeing her daughter for her first time, the love in her eyes. Made me forget about everything, everything we had gone through the last 24 hours, all the scary moments, all the difficult times. And I just remember looking at my wife and feeling love, appreciation, newfound respect. One of my favorite pictures of all time of me and my wife is during that delivery room. We're looking at each other, and I don't know what we're saying to each other. I guess it must be I love you, because we say that to each other often. And somebody snapped a picture of us, and it's just such a candid moment, a real moment. Nobody's posing, nobody cares how we look, if our hair's okay or anything else. We're just in a moment of happiness of having our daughter there with us. It was one of the greatest feelings in the world. Again, one of the happiest moments of my life, one of the scariest moments of my life. I still remember it vividly. My wife doesn't remember a lot of it. She says with time, she's forgotten it. It's almost little by little, it remembers less and less. I remember everything, and that made it hard when we decided to have another child. I was afraid. And I've told my wife, I've seen her enough, and enough surgeries and enough near-death experiences that I don't ever need to go see her go through that again, ever again. No surgeries, no nothing. I'll be all right if we go the rest of our lives, however long we live, and never have to see her go through any of that again. And that is the story of the birth of our daughter.